Real apology doesn't come with a but. Let's talk about how to say sorry the right way. Today's episode is something that every teenager is struggling with. Today's episode is all about something every teenager is struggling with: apologizing. Not the fake, my bad apology, not the sorry you felt that way apology, not the I guess I'm sorry if you're going to make a big deal about it apology. We're talking about real apologies, the kind that actually heals friendships. Welcome to the Gracefully Growing podcast, where we provide you with real talk, real tools, and real strategies to help you thrive in school and in life. I am Dr. Kemi, educator, author, speaker, gratitude advocate, as well as mom to the most amazing 13-year-old you will ever have the pleasure of interacting with. I am so excited that you continue to show up each week and join me on this journey as we explore the 5 key principles that will guide you to a fulfilling life. And these 5 key principles are gratitude, reflection, affirmation, connections, and empathy. This week, we're going to break down why apologizing is so hard and why your brain tries to avoid it like homework on a Friday. We're going to look at the mistakes that some teens make and even adults when they're trying to apologize. I'm going to teach you how to apologize in a way that actually works. And then we're going to look at how the grace framework helps you to say sorry with maturity, honesty, and emotional intelligence. If this is your first time here, let me catch you up real quick. Each week, we break down how to live with intentionality and thrive in this wild journey called teen life, using the 5 key principles that I just mentioned. And also, help me get to 1,000 subscribers by clicking the subscribe button. Be sure to like, comment, and share with your friends. So if you're ready, let's get started. Go ahead and go grab your journal. If you don't have a journal, grab a notebook. If you don't have a notebook, open the Notes app on your phone. However, if you're looking for a real tool to help you on your journey, I have written the Affirmation Gratitude Journal that is available on Amazon for purchase, and the link will be in the show notes. All right, so let's get started. Let's talk about how to apologize and truly, truly mean it. Let's be real. Saying I'm sorry can feel like the end of the world for some people, not all people, for some people, especially when you're a teenager. For teenagers, apologies are hard, and here is why they're hard: because your pride is loud. You don't want to look weak in front of your friends. Your ego hates being wrong, even when you know you're wrong. You feel like everybody is blaming you, even if no one is blaming you. Your fear kicks in because you start to think to yourself, what if they don't accept my apology? That embarrassment hits you like a ton of bricks. Because here's the thing: admitting that you made a mistake, it stings. You want to defend yourself because sometimes you did have a point, but that's not what this moment is about. And then finally, you don't want to lose an argument, but you might lose a friend if you don't apologize. Let's be honest. Most people have never been taught how to apologize. They think an apology is a quick phrase like, I'm sorry, but it's a whole emotional skill set. Let's get into it. I'm going to read you a few fake apologies that should honestly, in my personal opinion, be illegal. I'm sorry if you were offended. That translates to, yeah, your feelings are the problem, not me. Bad. That translates to, I'm only apologizing because you're staring at me and giving me the side eye. I guess I should say sorry, or sorry, I guess. That translates to, someone forced me to do this. Someone is making me apologize to you because I really don't want to. Or, I'm sorry, but If your apology has a but, it's basically an unsalted chicken nuggets. It's dry, it's bland, and it's completely useless. A true apology should not have a but in it. My favorite one, sorry anyway. Like, what? No, just no. We're going to fix all of that today. Let's talk about the real art of the apology. And we're going to do that. Let's talk about the real art of the apology using the grace framework. This is where the magic happens. We're going to start with gratitude. What you want to do when you're apologizing is you want to start by acknowledging the relationship. Before you even think about apologizing to anyone, I want you to pause and remember why this apology matters in the first place. So, gratitude is like that emotional reset button. It brings you back to what's actually important, the relationship, not the argument. Think about it like this. When you lead with gratitude, here's what you're saying to the other person. Hey, before we deal with what's wrong, I want you to know that I value what we have. Gratitude helps you to center the relationship instead of your ego. And trust me, ego loves to take over during conflict. Ask me how I know these things. Ego is the one that's whispering to you, don't apologize first. Or they should say sorry to me. Or let's pretend this never happened and hope they forget. But gratitude shifts that energy. It turns the moment from a battle into a bridge. Here's why gratitude works. It reminds the other person that you see them as more than one incident or one argument. It shows maturity without you having to give a whole speech. It lowers the emotional temperature of the room or the situation. It signals to the other person, I'm here to fix this, not to fight. Gratitude makes the other person more open to hearing what you have to say. Because when people feel valued, they let their guard down and they're more open to listen to you or to accept what you have to say. So, for example, you can say stuff like, I care about you and our friendship means a lot to me. So I want to make this right. Or even simpler, you matter to me. That's why I want us to fix this. Let's be honest. Most apologies start with, well, I mean, I guess I'm sorry or whatever. Y'all, that's not an apology. That's a hostage situation. Starting with gratitude turns the whole vibe around because gratitude isn't about being dramatic. It's not you're the sun, the moon, and the rising sign of my emotional universe. That's not what this is. It's simply you acknowledging that you value your friendship enough to show up for the conversation and show up in a way that is respectful. And sometimes that one line of gratitude is the thing that keeps the apology from turning into an argument. When you open an apology with genuine appreciation, it reminds both of you that this moment isn't about winning or losing. It's about connection, it's about growth, and it's about moving forward with grace. Let's talk about reflection. Reflection is that thing that allows you to focus on what really happened and your part in it. I say it like this. It is you taking accountability for your piece of the mess. Reflection is that step most people want to skip, especially if you're a teenager. Because let's be real, reflecting means admitting that you might have done something wrong. And your brain is like, can we not? But this is a powerful step in this process. It helps you to slow down long enough to ask yourself the hard questions, such as, what really happened here? What did I do? What could I have done differently? Did my tone make things worse? Did I react out of emotion instead of intention? Now, this isn't about blaming yourself for everything. It's about owning the part that you played, even if it is just a little bit of a part that you played. It is taking responsibility for your piece of the mess. So it's owning that part. So reflection sounds like, I thought about what happened earlier and I realized I shouldn't have said it that way. Or it may sound like, I replayed the situation and I can see how my reaction might have hurt you. I can see how my words might have hurt you. Reflection is not, well, I thought about it, and honestly, everyone else is dramatic except me. No, ma'am. No, sir. That's not reflection. That is denial dressed up in an outfit. That is denial dressed up in an outfit from Delusion Depot. So let's say, for example, you were annoyed. One of your friends said something slick to you, and then your mouth moves faster than your brain. Boom, you hurt somebody's feelings. Here's what reflection helps you to do. It helps you to say, I realized I snapped at you when I was frustrated, and that wasn't fair. Why does this matter? It matters because it shows your maturity. It prevents issues from reoccurring. It reveals a pattern, and it proves that you're not just apologizing because someone told you to. Reflection makes your apology feel real and not robotic. Let's talk about affirmations. Affirmations in this instance means that you validate the other person's feelings, even if you didn't mean to hurt them. Affirmation is that moment where you say the following: I see how this affected you. This doesn't mean you're admitting to being a terrible person. It just means you recognize that your actions had an impact, whether you intended them to or not. And honestly, most people don't want a big old speech. They want to feel seen, heard, and understood. So affirmation sounds like this: I understand why that hurt you. It makes sense that you feel ignored. Or it makes sense that you felt ignored. I can see how that came across differently than I intended. Notice what you didn't hear. You're too sensitive. You're overreacting. That's not what I meant. When you say these three things, it invalidates your apology. And invalidation is a friendship killer. Let's say, for example, your friend comes to you and tells you that they felt embarrassed when you made a joke about them in front of the whole class or in front of other people. The response is not, relax, it was just a joke. That ain't the response. The right response is, I understand why that embarrassed you. I shouldn't have said that. Affirmations allow people to know that their feelings matter. And that alone can heal more than you think. Let's talk about connections. When you're making connections in an apology, in essence, what you're doing is you're going to tell the person how you plan to rebuild that trust going forward. This is the step that separates a basic apology from a transformative one. Connections is about saying, I don't want this to happen again, and here's how I'm going to grow. It's your moving forward moment. Connection sounds like, next time I'll talk to you directly instead of venting to other people. Y'all, let me pause for this one. Hear me when I say this. Talking to everybody about a disagreement that you have with your friend, except the friend that you have the disagreement with, that is just gossip. That is not you trying to find a solution to the issue. Connection sounds like I will communicate better so misunderstandings don't happen. Connection sounds like I am going to work on my tone when I'm upset. You are not promising perfection, you're promising effort. For example, if your friend calls you out for leaving them on read for 7 hours, you don't say, you know, I got a life. You say, I'm going to be better about saying, hey, I'm busy right now, instead of disappearing. Why connections matter? Connections matter because it helps you to rebuild trust. It shows growth. It measures, it reassures the other person that you're not just apologizing to get them to be quiet about the issue. And it puts action behind your words. Connections turns your apology from a moment into a commitment. Let's talk about empathy. Empathy is that thing that says, I feel with you, not for you. Empathy is not pity. It's not, oh, poor you. It's not, I guess I'll apologize because you took it personally. Empathy is emotional understanding. It means saying, if that happened to me, I'd feel the same. Empathy is truly the heart of the apology, the part that makes the other person feel truly cared for. So empathy sounds like, I get how that hurts you. I would have felt upset too. I didn't mean to hurt you, but I understand that I did. Empathy makes your apology human, not just words. For example, you left a friend out of a group hangout that you planned. Instead of saying, well, you should have told me, you say, I get why you felt excluded. I would have felt the same. Please accept my apologies. Empathy matters because it sets the tone for healing. It shows emotional maturity. It signals that you care about the person, not just the conflict. And it turns your apology into connection. Empathy is what makes the apology land. It's the part they'll remember, it's the part that heals. Let's put it all together and talk about the graceful apology. Here is the full formula that you can use today. You can say, I care about you and I've reflected on what happened. I realize that what I said or did was hurtful. I understand why it hurts you and your feelings are valid. Moving forward, here's what I'll do differently. And I hope we can reconnect and move past this. Beautiful. Mature, zero drama, zero attitude, zero fake apologies. Let's talk about tips for handling apology moments. 1, take a deep breath. Don't apologize while you're angry. That's how fake apologies are born. 2, don't rush to defend yourself. If you say sorry, followed by a whole speech, you're not sorry. 3, use I, not you. I'm sorry I hurt you. Not you made me act like that. 4, keep it simple and sincere. No dramatic speeches unless you're auditioning for a role in a play. 5, be patient with their response because they may need a minute, a day, a nap, a Chick-fil-A milkshake. Your job is to apologize. You can't control how other people will respond or how long it will take them to sort through their feelings. So give them time. Let them feel their feelings. Got it? This week, I want you to practice one grace-filled apology. It could be to someone you snapped at. It could be a friend you ignored. It could be a classmate you embarrassed. It could be a sibling that you yelled at. It could be a parent that you were rude to or a teacher that you were rude to. Yes, even them. I want you to use the grace framework, the gratitude, the reflection, the affirmation, and the connection and empathy. And then I want you to journal about how it felt and how it made you feel. You might be surprised. Apologies heal you as well, just as much as the person you hurt and they hear the apology. I want you to send me a direct message on either Instagram, on Facebook, or on TikTok, wherever you're catching this episode, or even send me a message on YouTube and tell me I apologized with grace. Let's grow together. Thank you for tuning in to this Gracefully Growing podcast today. If today's episode helped you, share it with a friend who needs to hear it, preferably someone who thinks my bad is a complete apology. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay connected as we grow, as we keep growing, learning, and thriving with grace. Until next time, stay graceful and stay growing. And remember, you got this. And practicing daily empathy with yourself and others. If today's episode gave you something to think about, inspired you, or made you smile, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. You can also download today's free resource in the show notes and join our gracefully growing community on social media for more tools, encouragement, and real talk. Until next time, keep showing up for yourself, keep growing, and most of all, keep living with grace. I am Dr. Kemi. See you next week.